My mic's on. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pinal County Community College District Governing Board meeting at our Superstition Mountain Campus on November 18th, 2025. And I'll do the first item, call to order. We'll note that all board members are here and we have a quorum. And so next, we'll call on Vice President Jerry Walker to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. All right, next item we have adoption of the agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda? Second? Have a motion and second to adopt the agenda. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Chair votes aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we have call to the public, and we have two people that have signed up for the call to the public. And just so you know, the board is prohibited from ARS statute from discussing, considering action items on raised during the call to the public, and individuals are limited to 3-minute presentation. And first we have Steve Hessler. Mr. Hessler, if you'll come up to the mic.
Board members, staff, and community, I'm Steve Hessler from Gold Canyon. The comedian George Carlin once said, "Don't teach your children just to read, teach them to question what they read, tell them to question everything." He later said that the people who run things don't want people capable of critical thinking, just people that run the machines and do the paperwork. This isn't a joke. Much of the modern education system was based on the Prussian model, which emphasized discipline and obedience. This was in contrast to the original purpose of public education, which was to educate people to govern themselves. I don't know if the Prussian model still applies to students here at CAC, but it seems to apply to the board. In following the budget process this past year, I was not only stonewalled, but saw no evidence that the board spent more than a couple of minutes approving a $100 million budget. I did a Google search the other day to see if there's a contest for either the least transparent or least curious college board, but found nothing. So I remain amazed at how this board glosses over the budget. As promised, moving forward, I'll be sharing future questions on my cacmonitor.com website, where the public can determine whether these questions are relevant or whether the board has any interest in spending more than a few minutes to truly understand what's going on here. Now, I've got to mitigate these comments because since writing this, I actually sat in a study session where they actually did discuss financial issues, and it was a worthwhile discussion for about a half hour, and that's the largest discussion I've seen out of this board for a whole year, so I stand corrected there. I said the district has at least 6 months to work on this budget and understand it beyond a superficial level. I'd like to see study sessions open to the public in which these issues are discussed, like we just had. I'm not asking you to do anything that other boards and councils do, nor will I ask questions on an undergrad finance major wouldn't ask, or that a competent CFO of a company of equal size and complexity would be expected to know. I'd like to thank the administration for finally responding to my most recent information requests. This information I finally got last month will help me shape future questions. If they already know the answers, we won't have to duplicate the effort. I've added a link to my website to best practices for community college budgeting to supplement what the administration provides the board. Hopefully the board will have the curiosity to ask additional questions as the budget process proceeds. As usual, I remain willing to sit down with any administrator or board member to gain a better understanding for either them or myself as we seek to provide the community with the transparency they are entitled to. Thank you.
Thank you. And next we have Kim Grady.
Dr. Elliott, Mary Lou, President, Vice President, Board, guests, and staff. I'm Kim Grady, and I'm going to run for the District 5 chair position in 2026. I believe I'm meant to be here. I believe that I've been led here because I see a lot of work that needs to be done. I know that there's a lot of work to do, and I think you can agree with that. And I say this with great conviction because I've been in the workforce development, training, and education profession for 40 years. I've experienced in just about every corner of education, from teaching to curriculum development, program development, going digital, and even raising up buildings, facilities. I've done 2 facilities, one for Motorola and one for Maricopa Skills Center. I'm a published author, so you can go online and you can find my work and learn a little bit more about me. I have seen and I hear concerns about CAC, and I see 3 things: accountability, transparency, and community engagement. How can I help? Working on grants, serving as principal investigator on grants, I have been put in an environment that demands strong commitment to accountability and transparency. I think you know that PIs, principal investigators, have a lot to be accountable for. I was that person. I know how to measure success, report it, and use it to further goals. And I guard taxpayer money like you won't believe. I've been working on grants with the National Science Foundation for 2-year technical colleges for 20 years. I've worked in both industry and education. I worked at Motorola. I've been involved in setting up and serving on advisory boards that develop programs to bridge the gap between industry needs and what we do in our classroom. I'm huge on competency-based instruction. Competency-based instruction keeps you accountable because it's an open book. You can measure it and you can see it. I know what that is, and I know its purpose. We need to fill job needs, period. And basically, that all helps with our credibility, and I'm all about that. That's the only way I work. I'm very civic-minded. I work on issues in my community and at the state legislature. In fact, I'm part of a team right now that saw a need at the Apache Junction High School. We jumped in and we've taken the bull by the horns. I've got a group of professionals together. We go in and we teach about responsibility and, surprise, accountability. We do it with the kids. We teach and we run an essay contest. And for my own personal purposes, our annual event is coming up December 6th. It's up at the Mammoth.
Thank you. Okay, next we have action items. So the first one is number 5, consideration of consent agenda. Would any member like any of these items pulled? Yes. Okay, item A. Okay, let's vote on the rest of the items on consent: B, C, D, E, F, and G. All those in favor of approving those, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Wait, do I have a second? Okay, motion is, I think I got a second, right? Motion and second, we're going to vote on it. Okay, so we got a motion and second to approve consent agenda items B through G. And then we'll come back and vote on the other one once we discuss it. Okay, so all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Okay, the items are approved. Let's go back to item A. Dr. Odeon, if you'd like to state why you pulled it and what you would need to correct or change.
But none of them indicate the outcome of the motion. Nothing says it was passed or not passed. My recollection is that they were all passed unanimously, but that's just my recollection. Also, at least one of those motions, I think it was mine, does not indicate that there was a second. I believe there was, but it's not in there.
Okay. With those corrections, if, is that all you have, Dr. Harding? Okay, if you'd like, make a motion to approve that item.
So move.
You have a second? Okay, have a motion second to approve item A on consent. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All the consent items are approved. Okay, number 6, discussion, approval, disapproval of 2026-2027 tuition and fee schedule. Michelle Clapp. Welcome.
Good afternoon, President Lopez, governing board members, Dr. Elliott, Mary Lou, colleagues, and guests. In the board packet, you will find the proposed tuition and fee schedule for 2026-2027. We're asking for the approval of a $90 per credit hour for associate degree courses for in-state residents. This keeps us below other community colleges except Santa Cruz Community College District, which is not considered a competitor. Additionally, we would like the approval to set the tuition rate for the bachelor's degree courses at $140 per credit hour for in-state residents. This places us below Eastern, Maricopa, Mojave, and Northland Pioneer College. Cochise and Yavapai have a lower tuition rate, but are also not close competitors. The special fee schedule for 2026-2027 shows some changes, including services from the new esthetician program and a few new items from the massage clinic, both here at SMC. Course fees are also evaluated annually, and recommendations are presented to the Board of Governors for the 2026-2027 academic year. There are a few changes in the nursing program and the removal of a fee from one of the welding courses. That's it.
Board members have any questions? Any comments?
Move to approve.
Do I have a second? And motion and second to approve. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. It's approved. Thank you. All right. Next, we move on to number 7, discussion, approval, disapproval of institution plan, information technology. Dr. Elliott.
Good afternoon, President Lopez, governing board members, Mary Lou, colleagues, and guests. As you've been seeing over the last few board meetings, we have been bringing our institutional plans that were suggested that we put in place from the peer review team that visited the college in 2024. In particular, they suggested that we have master plans for several areas, including academic master plan, staffing plan, facilities master plan, and today we bring to you the information technology master plan that has been prepared effectively by Cameron Sanders and his team. This plan was presented to the President's Cabinet and approved by President's Cabinet to be brought to the Board of Governors at this meeting. And I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions from the board? Comments? All right. So if no questions or comments, if I can have a motion to approve? Okay, a motion to approve. Second?
Second.
Motion second to approve. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Item is approved. Number 8, discussion, approval, disapproval of new academic programs. Dr. Mary Kay Gilliland. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Board President Lopez, members of the board, Dr. Elliott, Mary Lou, colleagues and guests. I would like to present a proposal to add 2 new academic programs to the college. These are programs that we have researched in terms of employability and need in Pinal County in particular, but also has very strong need in many other places, statewide and nationwide. The 2 programs are 2 stackable certificates that could become an associate of applied science, but also can be standalone certificates. They are in plumbing and HVAC, so I present those to you for your consideration.
I think those are very timely. Do we have any comments from the board?
Casually had conversations about the need in those 2 particular areas, getting us on our way. The needs are great. It's not enough people taking on those roles.
Absolutely. Any other comments? Okay, do we have a motion to do something on this?
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion second to approve. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8 is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Number 9, discussion, approval, disapproval of Board Outcome 3.1 Stewardship Goal. Dr. Elliott.
We discussed this at length in our work session right before the meeting today, so I don't want to be redundant and go over much of the information, but as part of the board's outcome goal on stewardship, it was suggested by the board last year to revisit the goal and consider having a goal that was not a set goal, but more of a goal that would allow for inflation and other inflation, as well as external funding and a fluctuation enrollment. So as you discussed today, perhaps setting a goal to be at or below peer institutions would provide a more accurate method of understanding and demonstrating effective stewardship.
Okay, any comments from the board? Any questions?
Just a
Dr.
comment. I think I was one of the ones that originally expressed some concern about the way this goal was structured, and this change certainly resolves the concerns that I had. I think it's a big improvement.
Okay. With that, do we have a motion?
I will make a motion after. I just wanted to add to that, because we had further discussion during the work session that something to be revisited, so I will just incorporate that
Okay.
at this time. So the proposal, we make the board makes I'm making a motion that the Board of Governors, ourselves here, revise the goal for Board Outcome 3.1 stewardship to be at or below the IPEDS peer group, to be reviewed annually, and that the process be revisited in 2028.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion, 2 seconds. And all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. So item is approved. Informational items. First reading, Student Code of Conduct Policy. Dr. Jenny Heath.
Good afternoon, President Lopez, Governing Board, Dr. Elliott, colleagues, students, and guests. So I'm here today to share the proposed revisions to the Student Code of Conduct, which modernizes CAC's standards of student behavior and aligns institutional practices with current federal, state, and accreditation requirements. The code defines the behavioral expectations of students and reinforces the college's values, and this comprehensive update represents the first substantial revision that we've had in many years and ensures that CAC's policies reflect today's campus environment, supports fairness and transparency in conduct processes, and promotes a safe, respectful, and inclusive learning community. And as this is the first reading, there is no action for today.
Yes, Dr. Orion.
The presentation in the item in the board packet notes that new policy is included in the board packet. It's not. All we got was page 1, the purpose. I'd like to have a chance to review it before the next meeting when it comes up for second reading, so perhaps somebody could provide it to us. Ideally, I'd love to see a redlined version, or if that's not feasible, then at least an executive summary of the changes, so I could understand exactly what's happening.
Okay.
Correct. There's page 1 of the policy, which includes the purpose, but that's all there is. The current policy in the student handbook runs to, I think, 9 pages. We've got 1 here, which doesn't cover anywhere near what's in the current policy.
No, you're correct. And the information that is in the student handbook is the information that is part of procedure. So that wasn't the policy component. If I recall, and we can certainly share that information, in policy and procedure, which is in the handbook, the very first paragraph, I believe, is the policy component, and the rest is procedure. So we can certainly do that. Anything else? Okay, thank you.
Yes, Vice President Walker.
Wanted to ask you, do you have a bullet point format for the policies that you want changed, if any, or accentuated?
So I can share, and I'll share with Mary Lou a copy of the paragraph that was the policy previously versus what is being proposed today. And as I indicated, the procedure is where the primary changes are taking place.
So you're asking us to vote for something that we haven't seen
No.
yet?
There's not a vote today. Today was first reading. And
information.
we'll,
Okay, just, okay.
So it's the first reading of
Correct.
this, right? So how many more do we just do, two or?
one more.
One more? Okay. So we'll get that.
Yep, and Mary Lou will get that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Evelyn? All right, thank you so much. Next, we go to reports. Number 11, report from the college president, Dr. Elliott. Architect down in.
Yeah, I'm off the page. First of all, we have a construction update, and I'm going to turn it over to our dear friends at Architecton and Chase Builders to provide the board with an update of activities to date on the new Performing Arts Center. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Elliott. President Lopez, distinguished board members, Mary Lou, President Elliott, thanks for the invite, distinguished guests. Appreciate the opportunity to present this project to you. My name is Daniel. I'm with Architecton. I'm proud to represent the design build team of Architecton and Chase. We have Tom, our principal partner with Architecton, and Colin and Brody here in the back with Chase, who are very happy to hear about the HVAC and plumbing programs moving forward. So very excited about that. I'm here to present the new Performing Arts Center and Cultural Center at CAC Signal Peak Campus. And this project is mainly looking to replace the existing Pence Performing Arts Center that recently had the roof collapse about 2 years ago in October. When we started this project, it was really important to us to hear from everyone that was involved. And as I get into it, you can see there's a lot of programs, a lot of input, a lot of people who wanted to have a big impact on this project. And one thing that came through for all these conversations was the community bond, the community importance of this space. Obviously in Coolidge, there's not really a large performing arts center. Pence served that purpose, and with Pence gone, the community was really lacking that special place to gather for performances and the like. So this was one of the goals that came through during that visioning session. Through the community-oriented project, we aim to breathe new life into CAC, rekindling its role as a cherished gathering place that enriches lives, strengthens the bond within our community. And we realize communities really gain strength when you weave people together, when you weave their ideas, and when you weave their experiences together. And we see this new project as a way to bring all the people, or the communities around Signal Peak to this vicinity and weaving them in through their programs, their activities, and their togetherness. So as this project evolves, you'll see that it has a lot of programs. Those programs will also be a part of this this weaving and this interactivity between the community. So we look to weave the past and present together. The forum will draw inspiration from the history and geology of Signal Peak, and it looks to breathe new life into the existing site. So we do say weaving a lot, and that becomes a common thread as we move through this project. It begins to be providing a strength, to provide the ability to weave people together, the programs, their activities together, and this being a performance and cultural arts center, we see that notes are woven through the music that will be created, cotton is woven into the canvas that will be used to create art, spoken word is woven together to create the fabric of a play, and metal is woven into jewelry, which is another part of this project as we show the programs here. So the students, the performers, and the community will be a part of this project as it comes to fruition, and we really look to excel not only the community experience, but the community outreach that CAC has. So without further ado, I'll just jump into the project schedule. We're about halfway through a 13-month design phase, so 6.5 months in, really right around the design development phase of this of the project. We will be looking to complete this project at the end of October of 2027, and we'll looking to open doors right after the spring of that year. The project site at Signal Peak is located in a very opportune area. The previous, I don't know if this has a laser, maybe? Laser. Okay, the previous Prince project was up kind of in the mix of the campus. We are looking to provide the new project on kind of the southeastern edge of the campus. And two reasons for that is that it will provide a more opportunity to be seen from the primary roads from the campus, and then also take advantage of the views back towards Signal Peak. As we know, Overfield and Woodruff are very well-used roads in the area. This would be kind of the example of what that project would be looking like from the street. So it has a lot of community presence, great outreach, and we see a great opportunity for this piece to be really welcomed by the community. The project is around 81 to 82,000 square feet, and it is really centered around a community courtyard. That community courtyard is the nexus of that weave that we discussed earlier, where we see a lot of the patrons, the students, the users of this building gathering in the courtyard and then expanding onto their individual programs. The building is really broken up into two bars, so we talk about the South Bar and the North Bar as we continue here. The South Bar is really the Performing Arts Center. It is a larger performing arts center than the Pence at around 1,000 seats. And it has a myriad of associated support spaces. The entertainment industry technology space is associated with that South Bar, mainly recording studios that will be using the performing arts space in conjunction. And then the ring around the courtyard at the main level is all the other academic spaces that we have as a part of this building. So there's a ceramics lab, a culinary arts, a fine arts, and a metals lab, as well as the HRM program, the Hotel Restaurant Management program. And all of these will be community and student-led programs that will really activate this courtyard throughout the day. On the second level, we have a new program that we are bringing to campus, which is a large banquet center. This is seen as a missing component of Signal Peak, where you don't have a great large leasable banquet center for larger events, and this would fulfill that need. In addition, there are cultural arts meeting rooms across the courtyard, and this will allow this space to activate as a convention center when needed. So this building is really looking to be multi-use, multifunctional, and have a lot of needs that the campus was lacking with Pence offline, but also with the new programs such as the banquet center to expand on the service of the campus. So I think we can just quickly go through. If there's any questions, just stop me and let me know. The main level of the Performing Arts Center has around 660 seats. At the second level, there's around 440 seats. So we do have a balcony level that provides kind of the close intimacy that we'd be looking for in a performance hall. And then there's also a leasable outdoor patio that connects the banquet center and the performance hall. So kind of another unique space that will create a space for gathering and for the campus. As I just run through these last few slides, we're really getting into the design of the space and hearing a lot from the user groups and working with all our consultants to hone in not only on the program, but making sure it aligns with our budget, and Chase is working closely with us. The idea is that this performance hall will be an icon of the campus. It will be seen and become a very well used and very well popular space within campus and the community. The Cultural Arts Center is really meant to be leasable meeting space. So there's one meeting board or one meeting room that is large enough to host events like this, the board meeting, and two others that can be used for smaller gatherings. But the sense is that they also combine with the banquet center to create kind of this larger conference opportunity when needed. And the banquet center is meant to be one large space when needed, can be divisible into three smaller areas like what we have at the Signal Peak I building. And those will be divisible by very acoustically sound walls, so you're not going to have any kind of sound passing or transmissions between them. They all are set up for AV, IT, much like we have in this room, and can be multifunctional, as we noted earlier. And then all of the building-in programs. So we call them building-in programs. They're really the academic programs that we're bringing into this project that we're really excited about, not only for the activation that will allow it to happen, but just the arts and the skilled trades that are involved in this area will complement the Performing Arts and Cultural Center nicely. Culinary arts will have a brand new culinary kitchen that is tied into the professional kitchen of the Cultural Center, so they have a nice symbiosis there. As we move along, the HRM program will be providing 2 functional hotel suites for VIP or dignitaries who come to campus. These are also educational, so they'll be teaching students how to manage and function, or manage and operate and maintain a hotel. The fine arts and the metals kind of have a nice symbiotic relationship. They are large, expansive labs with lots of light and an integrated teaching classroom, much like we have here at SMC. And then the metals classrooms is very similar. And then finally, the ceramics class is kind of a little bit larger than what we have here, but it's very much the same integrated lab classroom with an attached kiln yard to provide for current needs and future expansion. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the EIT recording studio, this is also a little bit of a larger program than what we have now, but it can also be used as a leasable opportunity for the college to use for any kind of recording needs that they would have. And then finally, we have an office suite that is a part of this function, or part of this program. It is mainly looking to provide a new space for the foundation office that will, be able to promote the campus, promote the college, and really take advantage of new siding to be easily accessible and visible. So thank you for this opportunity to present the project. Please let us know if you have any questions. We'd be happy to answer them.
It's a great presentation. It's very exciting. I just curious, will the courtyard have the ability to have some shade?
Yes,
it faces
yes.
to the
correct.
faces
Yeah,
to
that's
the west.
a good question. It'll be primarily shaded throughout the day. We will get into renderings and visible or graphics, I will say, next time we present the project. So we'll show you kind of how that shade works. But yes, it will be well shaded.
Wonderful. Any questions from the board? Comments?
Just a comment, because this is kind of in my backyard.
Yeah.
People have been in my ear, like, when this is going to happen, so this is amazing. So thank you for the presentation. I know this is going to be a lot of work and continues to be a lot of work, but it will definitely be a community asset for the entire county, not just Signal Peak.
Yeah.
Yeah, for all the cities around it, with Eloy, Florence, Casa Grande, Coolidge, but also Santan. It's just up the street. And it'll be a nice venue for a lot of really exciting events. So I think it's really timely. So, any other comments?
Oh, probably all of a detail, but parking.
Yes, we've done the parking calc, so we do have enough, and we are also looking at time of use, because most of the performance and the cultural arts use will be kind of off hours at the college. But yeah, luckily STC is very well counted for parking, so we do have that. No, it's a good question, yes. I will note we are adding a lot more ADA spaces where the new building will be, so kind of.
Our audience.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
And we're fortunate we have a lot of open space around it. So if we had to eventually add more parking, it'd be really easy just to expand it out.
Yep.
So just to the east.
Yeah.
Right there.
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Wonderful. Thank you. Very
Thank
good
you.
presentation. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Daniel. This has been a great team to work with, Architecton and Chase, and we really feel like it's a true partnership. They have helped us with some obstacles we've had along the way. So I have a few other things to share, and I think I have a slide. I'm very excited about the mobile welding lab. This has been in direct response to industry demand for accessible, high-quality welding. This will be equipped, it's a 50-foot mobile welding classroom. It will include 8 bays with 7 outfitted, multiple welding processes, and 1 dedicated to prototype. This is a really important initiative. It expands our ability to deliver the training that employers are continuing to ask for throughout Arizona, and eliminating some of the transportation barriers of getting to Signal Peak, where we do have our welding program. And it also will serve as a model for future mobile training units in manufacturing and other high-demand fields, which will help us extend our reach and enrich the college's ability to meet the emerging workforce that we were talking about during this study session. But I'm very excited about this, and it's a beautiful lab. So any questions about this?
Any questions for the board?
When?
Where?
It's mobile. It will be used where it's needed. So I don't know if we've had first demands, but we will go to business and industry. It can be on their site. We can bring it to this campus if needed. To put it at this site, we can take it to LGES if there is some workforce training needed. It's fortuitous that we started our CDL program a couple years ago, because now we have a means of moving our mobile lab.
It's really good.
I have a couple other updates. The Higher Learning Commission, as you know, in October, we received final approval for our Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education. Dr. Gilliland and her team have been working, and we're going to start a small spring cohort in 2026 of our students that are in the AA Associates of Arts Elementary Education Program. So we hope to then start with a larger cohort next fall. So that's really exciting. And thank you for the approvals of plumbing and HVAC. I think Dr. Gilliland has all that paperwork ready to submit to the Higher Learning Commission probably tomorrow, as well as we will be submitting some substantive change requests for the CDL program so that we can offer it for credit to students so they're able to receive financial aid. And I have a few other miscellaneous things. We have met with a potential business partner for plumbing and HVAC. We're excited about this, expanding this unique partnership with this business and industry. And it's an Arizona-based company, and actually the company was brought to us by Wilson Electric, our other partner. So we were really appreciative of that. The foundation held its golf tournament on November 6th. There were 14 foursomes who played, and the tournament was extremely well sponsored and netted the foundation $21,000, which is almost as much as we netted 2 years ago at Night of Stars. So the foundation is doing a phenomenal job with fundraising. Vaquero Awards will be this Saturday at 5 p.m. We're going to be recognizing Michael Perello, who has served as an educator and a coach for over 37 years, and the 1976 Men's National Championship baseball team. It was the baseball. And on November 5th, I served on a panel of presidents to discuss completion with purpose, which was really helpful in looking at our WIGs and what we're doing with completion with purpose, and learned some things there. And the last thing I'll share is that tomorrow I'll be meeting with the governor with 3 other community college presidents in the state to discuss workforce training and needs of community colleges in Arizona. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
That's a great report. Any questions? Well, good luck with the governor.
Thank you.
Tell her we said hello.
I will.
All right. So next is business affairs reports. Michelle Clapp. Monthly budget report. Start with that.
Hello again. President Lopez, governing board members, Dr. Elliott, Mary Lou, colleagues and guests. The budget report is included in your packet. It is for up to date of the fiscal year through September of 2025. At that point in the time, the district's operating fund expenditures were at 24.18% of the total budget, which is a slight increase of where we were in September of 2024, which was 23.35%. Also included in your packet are the awarded bids over $100,000. Do you have any questions?
Any questions from the board? Again, the report's clear. Everything's here. Everything looked really good at this point. So no questions? Thank you. And then, let's see. You have awarded bids. You covered that. Okay, great. Thank you. All right, number 13, academic affairs, the WIG report.
Good afternoon again, Board President Lopez, members of the board, Dr. Elliott, Mary Lou, colleagues and guests. I am actually going to introduce our Dean of Allied Health, Nursing, Skilled Trades, and other things. Emergency Services, I'm sorry, it's a very long title. Dr. Tina Berry, who is going to share with you more about this presentation, and her team who have been working on their WIGs.
Great, thank you.
Sorry, I have a hip issue here.
Oh, man.
Good afternoon, President Lopez, Governing Board, Mary Lou, Dr. Elliott, colleagues, and faculty, friends, all of you. My name is Tina Berry, and like Mary Kay has said, that I am the academic dean for the Nursing, Allied Health, and Skilled Trades programs. So I have the pleasure to introduce you today to several of our allied health faculty with director duties, so they have a lot of responsibility on their own, and they teach all the classes, and they also direct, which is a big job. So I will introduce you first to our medical assistant faculty director, and that's Lisa Mahone. I'll sit over here.
Thank you. Governing Board President Lopez and board members, Dr. Elliott, Mary Lou, staff, faculty, guests, community, thank you for having me today. So I'm going to be discussing the WIGs and some data for the medical assistant program. So here on the screen you see the data for the last 4 years and then this current school year in retention in the medical assistant certificate program from semester 1 to semester 2. I am excited to report that we are meeting the goal already that has been set for the 70% or higher. So that is great. Currently, these are our courses in the first semester of the certificate program. And so what I did was pulled the current percentages of pass rates for the students, and this is an average. I'm very excited we have added a second cohort this year. So we went from 9 students last year to a total of 23 this year. So we're very excited for the growth of the program and want to continue the numbers. And in order to do so, there were a couple goals for the program. We want to make sure that we provide data-driven improvement, continue and boost retention, circumvent any challenges, and provide holistic student support. And doing so, we have 3 lead measures, and that's going to be doing bi-monthly pulse checks with the students, monthly wellness nudges, and quick connects. And those items we're hoping will boost our over 80%, even higher. Overcoming challenges, I am one person. I run the program and teach full-time, so time is always of the essence. So I have scheduled automated emails to go out for some of these things so that I am not spending that time monthly or, falling off the board there. Then scheduling virtual or offering virtual and in-person office hours. Most of these students, or at least half of them, I see every day. I do have an adjunct instructor that teaches the second cohort, which is very helpful, but I do attend that other cohort on a regular basis just to make sure that I'm making that face-to-face connection and making sure that we're having frequent check-ins with the students. And for their holistic support, we perform student success coaching, partner with our basic needs department so that we can provide some basic needs support, as well as mental health and wellness integration and recognition and connection for our students. Thank you. Any questions?
Any questions from the board? It's great that those exceeding the targets. Really, really great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Any questions from the board? Comments?
Thank you.
Okay, who's next? Mary Lou. Anyone? Doesn't matter. I wanted to make sure that if you had a massage therapy. Okay, so I have the privilege of introducing faculty and director, Christina Brown, and she does have some handouts for the board. Could that, here?
Thank you. Since I'm a hands-on program, I thought I'd give tactile information. Governing Board President, Mr. Lopez, Governing Board members, Dr. Elliott, Mary Lou, faculty, honored guests, staff, and community members. My name is Christina Brown. I'm the program director for massage therapy, and I appreciate the opportunity to share how our program approaches the 4DX training and supports student retention. Today, I'm focusing specifically on how we help students persist from one semester to the next. Massage therapy is a little unique as a health career program, as our certificate is 2 semesters long, and it's hour-based, so our students must complete the full sequence to qualify for licensure in Arizona. And because of that structure, Most of the students come in highly motivated to finish. In fact, if a student doesn't complete the program, it's almost always due to a personal hardship or not lack of interest or engagement. So even with that built-in motivation, I'm intentional about reducing pressure and creating a supportive environment where students feel confident and able to stay on track. One way I do this, sorry, I'm so nervous. One way I do this is allowing students to take, and as my cohort starts every fall, I do allow enrollment in the spring to start some of the online classes so that they can kind of get their feet wet and get their standing, and it makes the rest of the semesters not so stressful. Getting some of those foundational classes out of the way early helps when the face-to-face stuff starts in the fall. I also use a massage club account that we have through our massage clinic to provide small scholarships for students that face an unexpected financial challenge or hardship. These funds are reserved for students who consistently show effort and commitment, but just need a little bit of help to get through the program. Another important part of our success is a multi-role model that I provide as an advisor, the director, the instructor, and the mentor. This means I get to spot challenges early and walk alongside them through whatever happens to come up. When this happens, we typically sit down together, we go through the system step by step, and make sure they feel comfortable moving forward. And since we're such a close-knit family here, we walk to whoever we have to walk to and get the problem solved right there. The card I handed you shows our retention data for the past 3 years. Our current retention rate is at 87%. I'm very proud of that number. I'm getting emotional. I didn't think that would happen. But even more than that, I'm proud of the students behind it. They're very determined, and paired with the support systems that we've built, it truly makes their success possible. I do have an over 90% licensure rate once they graduate from the certificate program. And because I am everything to them during the program, I do hear from them all, and I know that they all get their license and start working. I'm looking forward to strengthening the program even further. Continuous improvement is central to my work, and as we move forward, I'll continue to refine the process by adjusting what's needed, exploring new strategies that help our students persist, succeed, and ultimately enter the workforce as confident and capable professionals. Thanks for the opportunity to share today, and thank you for your continued support of our students and programs. Any questions?
Great job. Any questions from the board?
It probably helps to have that wonderful
It's
facility.
beautiful, so thank you for all those approvals.
I hope our friends from Apache Junction really take advantage.
I work very hard at serving the community in the clinic. So, yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Next, we have clinical labs, phlebotomy.
Okay.
Phlebotomy.
Next, I have the privilege, oh, I'm sorry. Next, I have the privilege of introducing faculty and director Nancy Juarez, and she does the phlebotomy program and CLA. Sorry.
Good afternoon, Governing Board President, Mr. Lopez, Governing Board members, Dr. Elliott, Mary Lou, staff, faculty, and community members. I am Nancy Juarez. I am the Clinical Lab Assistant Phlebotomy Program Director, and I also am a lone wolf. I teach. Mary Lou, do you have my PowerPoint? Oh, it's supposed to be. Sorry, thank you. I think I'm with Christina, a little nervous. I stand in front of students all the time, but for some reason. So when I first started this and I presented, was showing the different values of the sizes of the class and working with Tina and with Dustin on trying to get my numbers. It was a little hard because with my program, phlebotomy is a requirement to come into the clinical lab assistant and also the MLT, which is the medical lab technician, along with not required for nursing, but I do get a lot of nursing students because in today's world, they want the nurses to know how to draw blood, so they've been coming to me to get that experience with my program. So this was the numbers that we came up with when I first started researching. And so it was a little hard because it wasn't really giving us an accurate number by our studies. I have a good-sized class, but I just, to be able to know if they were a first-time student was rough. So what was decided was that we were going to change my prefix from CLA 155 and CLA 255 to PHL 155 and 255. So we did a curriculum change that has been approved. It is in fall of 26. It will now be the PHL 155 and 255 to be able to keep my numbers more solid and be able to follow that. Along with that, I am also, since I started registering for my spring, which I teach in the Maricopa campus, I am also making sure that I'm writing in their folders that they are first-time students so that I can keep track of that manually, as well as being able to do this pull a study when it's when we start to reevaluate this. Oops. Sorry. Sorry. Anyhow, any questions? No, that's okay. I was. Okay, yes, please.
Well.
Okay. No questions?
Comment?
Go ahead.
Keep your bevels up and your veins anchored.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right, so that concludes the Academic Affairs Week report. So let's do, next is number 14, call to the board, and I'll start with Dr. Odion. Okay, board member Yuli? Board member Kasuga.
Okay, I have something. So, well, both governing board member Walker and I attended the Association of Community College Trustees Conference in
thank
New
you for doing
Orleans
that.
this year. And I'm going to share this with the board. I'm sorry, I only have one copy. It's just kind of the update of the association. It's the it's all of the community, many community college trustees from all over the country, and actually all the way out to Micronesia is also included in this cohort, where we had opportunity. There were hundreds of workshops, which all of us attended different ones to kind of see what's happening in the world. And the upside is that we, as our own community college district here, are pretty much up to speed in terms of being responsive to our business and industry and the community needs in our entire county. So that's the upside. And then, of course, we were there were some presentations from some of our fellow community colleges across Arizona, so we attended those as well to give them moral support, because, you know, you want a friendly face out there. And they, too, our community colleges in Arizona are doing extremely well. And we get a lot of support from each of the counties, as our workforce boards. It's all partnership, certainly from the state government as well, and all of our business and industry, as you all hear about, because we have so many partnerships, and that will continue. Because I didn't know we had this mobile welding unit, so that's going to be very, very exciting. Yeah. So that was very positive. And the other thing I wanted to mention was the annual Pinal Business and Education Summit that was held on Halloween, and that was the 12th annual event, where the education sector, the business sector, and the who did I forget? Business, education, and the nonprofit sector. There's probably more, the educators, a lot of educators, a lot of business people, a lot of people who are delivering workforce. And I'm looking at Andrew Clegg back there, because a number of himself, as well as a number of his team, were actively participating in this. And there were probably 80 to 100 people who attended this. And this is an opportunity where those partnerships here in Pinal County really come together to have the business folks tell us what their needs are, and then where not only Central Arizona College, but all the way to pre-K-12 plus and beyond can meet the needs of our county for all of the workforce and talent. So that was another positive event that occurred. That's all.
that all you
That's all I have. I can
Yeah, Vice President Walker.
Yeah, I want to just remind us all that on a college campus in Utah, a young man was murdered because he believed in freedom of speech. And I hope we never forget that it happened on a college campus where freedom of speech should be always encouraged and always endorsed by everyone. And Charlie Kirk will be missed. He'll be sorely missed. But his beautiful wife, or widow now in this case, many people don't realize it, but she was Miss Arizona. She was a great lady from our state. And she's taken over, and she's going to be great. So that's all I have to say. I just don't want to forget Charlie, and I don't want to forget their mission. He was a preacher. Not like me, but better. He was, I heard him, one of the sermons that he preached, he almost converted me. So anyway, he was a good man, and we'll miss him sorely, and don't forget Charlie.
All right. Thank you. All right, the only thing I've got, I'm really excited about the new academic programs, the plumbing, the HVAC. I think they're sorely needed, and it really shows the college response to the community and what we need to do to help. And so I really congratulate staff and everybody working on that and getting that done. I'm also excited about the advancing the CDL program, because that's another portion. We always have a hard time finding drivers. I used to have a license to drive a semi when I was a young man, but it was called a chauffeur's license. There wasn't much to it now, so it's evolved a lot. And so you really got to take it seriously and do some really good training, so it's very exciting. And that's all I have, except also very excited about the Cultural Arts Center, and thank you, Architecton and Chase, for all their work and continuing this on. The community is very, very interested to see what happens, and we're looking forward to it opening. So with that, we go to the order. Anything else? We're good? All right, I declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you all.